So, Cocaine Bear is a film all about a bear who does cocaine. And spoilers, he kills a lot of people. What am I saying? It's she. It's a female bear. Female 500-pound black bear does a lot of cocaine and kills a bunch of people. And if that's pretty much what I feel like that's what most people are looking forward to in this creature feature. It's just a bear comes and kills a bunch of people and does a lot of drugs, and it's silly and absurd. So on that basic level, sure, Cocaine Bear delivers. You can't be mad at it for what it delivers. But at the same time, I feel like it does just enough to be more than just like, kind of like the mindless, gory, violent entertainment that a lot of people are coming into this for. And I think here's the thing. For people who have seen the film, they're probably going to tell you this if you haven't heard already, but the thing is, Cocaine Bear is a movie all about family. I'm not joking. It's the whole film, through its many arcs of its different human characters, and even the bear herself, it's all about the connection between parents and children. And I know what you're thinking, like, wait, there's a theme to all this? Yes, there is. In addition to being based on a true story. So the true story is that in 1985, there was some coke smuggling going on, and a shipment through a plane had a mishap, and a drug smuggler died while transporting lots of cocaine. That cocaine fell out, and a bear consumed the cocaine. And I love the way that the film sets up this story, because it establishes like the truth of it. It's like, it says like, hey, this is based on an actual true story, and then it shows you like the real news footage of like when the cocaine came down, to show off how, like, to show off like, that this really happened. And then they show like anti-drug PSAs to put you in the right mood, and then they cite some facts about bears and how they will attack, but then playfully admit that, like, yeah, we got this information from Wikipedia. So it's one of those films, like, it's a true story, but it's gonna like wink and have fun with it at the same time, because why wouldn't you? The story of a bear on cocaine that goes nuts and kills humans is a fun idea. But of course, like any good slasher film, it's only as fun as, the victims and the characters that you set up throughout it. And thankfully, there's actually a really good human cast here. Like, for starters, you have Ray Liotta in one of his final roles, which the film does pay a tribute to. You have Ray Liotta playing the mafia guy who needs that cocaine, and so he sends off his son, played by Alden Ehrenreich. I believe I'm saying his name correctly. He played Han Solo in the Solo Star Wars movie. And one of his enforcers, played by O'Shea Jackson Jr., to go find the cocaine. And they're a mismatched pair. Alden plays Eddie, and O'Shea plays David, and they're a perfect mismatched pair. Like, Eddie is just a sad sack. He recently lost his wife, and he's not sure how to raise his son. So, like, he's a blubbering mess, and it's like you feel bad for him, but at the same time, you're kind of chuckling a little bit, just because, like, he's a mess, and like you want to see him succeed just because so much bad stuff has happened to him. And it plays off well with David, who is, just a short-fused guy. He just got some great new clothes and doesn't want to get blood on them. And then, spoilers, he does get a lot of blood on them with what follows. So they track down the cocaine to a national park where a bear has done the cocaine. And the bear is now tracking down like some children played by Brooklyn Prince and Christian Convery. They play Christian plays Henry and Brooklyn plays Dee Dee, and they're just a great batch of foul-mouthed kids. Like they play hooky from school. They're troublemakers. They pretend they know what drugs are. They attempt to do cocaine like they've done it before. They talk openly. They talk like surprisingly almost kind of like not quite like somewhere between like South Park and like Charlie Brown type characters, like, kids who are knowing enough but still kind of like dumb little kids, where you're hoping that they'll pull through just so that you can hear what they have to say about this whole crazy situation. And then we have even more characters. We have We have Isaiah Woodcock Jr. playing a detective called Bob, who has unwittingly been given a dog he doesn't want to deal with. You have Kerry Russell stepping into the role of Sari. I believe that's not her name. But Kerry Russell is the mother of one of the children. She goes off looking for them. And of course, she's a concerned mother. Even though like they establish her as kind of a mother who's not quite present, she does snap into action once her children are in danger. She's also a nurse, which will come into play later in the film. And then, of course, we can't forget Margot Martindale as the feisty ranger, who does take out her gun, and she does fire it a lot at both the bear and some punks who come into her park. Okay, so there's and she's at the same time while all this is happening, she's trying to hook up with a guy, maybe start a family of her own. So like I said, family elements all over the place here. It's like, it's Fast and the Furious. It's a film about family. Okay, it's all about family. So of course, I'm sure what a lot of people want to know is like, okay, does this film have some cool kills, and does it have some gory, violent, over-the-top kills? And thankfully it does. I love the way that they set up the bear. I love the way that like the kills are diced up here. You have scenes where like where the bear, she's chewing up guts. You have scenes where she's lopping off limbs, she's clawing faces, she's biting people in like the ass. She's just growling, snarling, doing cocaine. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful and tongue in cheek, absurd for the way it's staged. In particular, I loved I think probably the one scene I laughed the most at was when like Margot Martindale is trapped in her ranger station with a bunch of punks, and the bear is just outside. Like you can hear it on the roof, you can see it's coming by the windows. It's like it's stalking its prey, and Margot Martindale has just it's perfect comic timing for all this. Like at one point, she misses a shot and accidentally kills somebody and just kind of gives this half-hearted apology. Like not really caring because like she wanted to shoot the bear, doesn't give a crap about these punks who have come to like cause trouble in her station. So I laughed pretty hard during most of that scene. And then of course, like for a lot of people who've seen the trailer, there's that great scene where like the ambulance is called in and the bear's chasing after us. So you get a great chase scene and so many wonderful deaths here. A lot of unexpected and like brutal, like kind of like staring at the screen, like just like making you wince type of deaths that are fairly unexpected. Like there's a few moments where you can kind of see where it's going to happen. Like, okay, this is set up where like the bear is going to claw somebody from behind, or the bear is going to go up that tree and kill that guy. But there's so many other scenes where it's just like there's accidental deaths that you don't see coming. And I swear, like you would not believe how Ray Liotta dies in this. So yeah, just some quality kills and just like a solid theme of family that's fairly well set up. I will say this though, if you're not on board for just the absurdity of the concept of Cocaine Bear, you're probably not going to dig as much on the film for most of it. You'll probably, like, if you're going to take this film really seriously, you might get like one or two chuckles out of like the kills here and a few of the funny lines. But the thing is, like, most of the comedy here, I feel, is very much tongue in cheek, where, it's not just characters trying for jokes. It's mostly just, they set up these different types of characters, they kind of clash, and the humor kind of slowly comes with the territory here. And you kind of just got to laugh at the way that it's set up and the premise itself and the funny bits that they go for with it, which Elizabeth Banks, I think, does a wonderful job with this material. She finds just the right moments to evoke the comedy here, like just the right moments to make you care about the characters, and just enough, just enough like gory bits here where like where the kills actually feel intense and exciting rather than just being like a constant bloodbath. Like it's just a very solid, well-made film in terms of being an absurdist kind of like an absurdist creature feature that has all the B-movie qualities with kind of like an A-level team behind it. Just because everyone on the cast is firing well here. Like Margot Martindale, perfect comedic timing. Isaiah Whitcock Jr. always finds just the right way to deliver comedic lines. In fact, a lot of his lines are probably some of the funniest, just on paper, and he sells them well. So it's like perfect casting on that front. Brooklyn Prince and Christian Convery have perfect mouths for these type of young characters, and Kerry Russell is really fun once she starts like snapping back. Like it takes a while for her, but she eventually finds her groove in this film, and she becomes a lot of fun to watch. Plus O'Shea Jackson Jr. is fun as just the angriest guy in the film, and Alden Ehreich as just a blubbering mess is such a sympathetic character. So yeah, like I doubt it would surprise many, but Cocaine Bear pretty much delivered on the fun type of horror comedy that I was expecting, and it's I don't quite want to say it's my favorite film of the year, but it's definitely up there right now. I had a lot of fun at Cocaine Bear, and I imagine that I would. So what can I say? It's fun. It's a fun film with a bear high on cocaine, and Margot Martindale gets scratched in the ass by a bear. What more could you want out of a movie?